Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So today, you can tell from the title of the video, we are talking about all things UV LED machines. We're talking, what is the difference between all these machines that you can purchase? What is the difference between UV and LED? Is it the same thing? Are they different? What do we look for when we buy one? How do I know this one is good? What is the functions? What to look for? What to avoid? Do they cause cancer? We're going to be discussing all of that and more right now. Okay, so first and foremost, what are UV and LED machines? So way back, you guys know I'm a little bit older. I've been doing nails for 20 years. So you don't really find UV machines so much anymore, but I'm just gonna explain a little bit about what UV machines are. So UV machines are, if you remember, maybe when you were younger, back in the days, you got your nails done and they used to have, put your hands in the machine. Back in the day, we only used to do top coat in UV, but everything else was regular. But it has to be like dry to the touch, and then you can do the top coat. And you either had that 4 fingers and a thumb. I know some of my old heads, you know what I'm talking about. The 4 fingers and 1 thumb, or when we advanced, we had the 5 fingers. So UV machines are a little bit different than LED machines. So UV machines run with a light bulb. So these light bulbs do expire. You have about 100 hours with these light bulbs. When gel polish first came out, so C&D, if you guys don't know about C&D, you gotta get on it. C&D was the very first company that introduced the world to gel polish. They came out with a UV light machine. It was timed, and it actually had a timer in the back of it, like where it tells you your presets and stuff. There was a timer, and you had 100 hours. So every time you did a gel manicure, and after several people, you would start to notice that time going down. When you got to 0, you had to replace those bulbs. So for that machine in particular, it was like 2 bulbs on the top and 2 bulbs on the side. And no, you can't change one and not the other. They all run. It's better to start and end them all at the same time. So again, these run by hours, and you have to replace those bulbs. So also too, you'll notice with UV machines, they work with more of a broad light spectrum, which means they take a little bit longer to cure. I'm not sure if you ever remember, or I'm just going to show you, for example. I'm looking at this Beetles polish, and you might notice this on some polishes. They might not tell you this anymore, but it used to say cure for 120 seconds UV or 30 seconds LED. So when LED started to become a thing, they know you had to cure it differently. So it takes longer with a UV gel to cure. So that was the one big thing that, obviously with gels in general, we can't rush it. They have to cure. It has to go underneath that light for a certain amount of time. But with UV machines, we really, it was 120 seconds, 90 seconds. It used to be 90 seconds for UV, and then 30 seconds for LED. So LED works a little bit different. You'll notice now, we don't have to change any bulbs. So how LED machines work is they work on more of a narrow light spectrum. So it's able to cure the nails a lot faster. And these bulbs never need to be replaced. They can go, I think the lifespan of the light bulbs in which you find in an LED machine are about 50,000 hours. So basically, unless you're doing nails constantly all day, it still might take you a year or so or more to kill all those lights in the machine, or unless obviously one breaks, or you have, sometimes you'll get little glitchy areas, and you might need to replace your machine in general, but we don't replace the individual little bulbs in an LED machine. So that is the main difference with LED versus UV. Why do they label it on the boxes UV/LED machine? Just because we know most of us are working with LED, however, and the lights are LED, but however, I guess they want to appeal to people that are still doing UV services or doing a product that requires UV. So they just want to market that out, that you can still use your UV products with this LED machine, because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. So that's the main difference between LED and UV. So there are a lot of differences when it comes to purchasing an LED machine. So the main things that I'm going to discuss with you is, what is your purpose for an LED machine. So that's the one thing that you kind of have to ask yourself. Are you just doing gel manicures? Do you do hard gels? Are you doing nail art? What is your purpose for an LED machine? And then the rest of everything that I'm gonna say will start to become a little bit more clearer and make a little bit more sense. So the first thing that you wanna pay attention to when you're purchasing an LED machine is the wattage. That is obviously a big thing. We need to know how strong is this LED machine. So that your curing time is going to affect your wattage. So when it comes to LED machine, I would not recommend buying anything lower than 12 watts. Like, for example, we've seen on Instagram, and some of you might own those they're like little pens. They're super teeny tiny. Those are like for curing like one nail or nail art. I mean, I was checking online and one of them was like 9 watts. And it's like 9 watts. And no, you're not gonna be curing. First of all, you're gonna be sitting there forever. Time is money. I always say that. So we don't have time for that. You want to look for something that is a little bit powerful. You want it to cure, you want it to cure effectively and efficiently. We want it to cure fast and correctly. So we want to make sure that we're buying a good wattage lamp to begin with. Number 2, your size. Yes, in this case, size does matter. So we want to make sure that it's a decent size. So yes, they might all fit 5 fingers, but are you someone that does a client that has really long nails? Because we know just because it has 5 fingers doesn't mean it's that deep. And you risk your clients banging into it, going in or out, or when they're in it, their hand will hit the back of it. So we're gonna risk messing up that when we seal the free edge with top coat and with color, they're banging into that. So they're messing up that action. So we wanna make sure that we're getting something that's gonna be the appropriate size for the services that we're gonna be providing. And also when it comes to the size, we want to make sure that those light bulbs are a certain distance from the hand. So if you have something that's very high dome, while it might be big and pretty, that doesn't always make it a good thing. That means that those LED lights are sitting higher. They're not more concentrated on the nail as it's in the machine. So something that's way high or way out, is it going to be curing all 5 fingers evenly and efficiently for the service? So we want to pay attention to the size, the depth of how far the hand is going in, as well as how close those LED lights are to the client's hand while it's inside the machine. Number 3, your presets. So you'll notice that some machines do and do not come with presets. When I say presets, they'll have things like a 30-second preset, 90, 100, 120, whatever. They'll have the timing. It has a timer built into it, or it'll have a low mode, high mode. Does it have presets for you? So depending on the services that you're offering, this is something that you might want to consider. Just for a simple gel polish, like an on and off can work. However, it is nice to know that if it is a timer, some of them are automatic and you don't have to press the button, which is not really a preset because it's timing it. It's not gonna stop. So anyway, you want to make sure that you're curing it the right amount of times. How many times have we talking with clients and we done forgot what hand and finger we're on and stuff? So if I just have their hand in and I'm like, oh, back in the day, we used to, I think that was like 30 seconds, right? I don't really know. I wasn't keeping tabs. If I have something that's preset, I put on a base coat, it's preset for 30 seconds or 60 seconds. I know when that light goes off, it did its job. So this is something that while it's not like super important, it kind of is, because now I know every layer of gel is curing the correct amount of time. So when it comes to these presets, and like I said, it's not something that is like uncommon. You'll find it on a cheapie machine. That's not a big deal, but that's something that you might want to look for when you're purchasing your LED machine. Also, if you are doing hard gel, I definitely recommend your presets. We know hard gel needs to cure, and even though your file and everything inside might not cure, that polymerization is not going to happen in gel if it is not cured the correct amount of time. So having a preset for 90 seconds, 120 seconds, and I know that gel is being cured for a full minute or 2 thoroughly, that makes my life so much easier. So if you are someone that is offering hard gel services, I definitely recommend getting a machine that has the preset times. Again, not the timer, because if you put your hand in, the timer is just gonna run. They're just gonna run and run and run and run and run. That's not what we want. We wanna know we hit 1 minute, because again, if somebody glitches, when you have those automatic ones, if they move their hands for 1 second, that time starts over. So now I lost count. So again, the presets are better than just having like a regular built-in timer. Number 4, the inside of the machine. So I know you're thinking like, who the hell cares about the inside? However, the inside, and I have learned the hard way, the inside of the machine, it's a big deal. So what we want to look for again is the placement of those lights. Are they scattered? Is it many of them? Is it very far from the hand while it's in? Is it close? Especially the ones on the side. I can't stress that. I've gotten caught. If you saw my reel, I'll put a link up top below where I had a reel on how I have my clients flip their hand because that thumb is under. This thumb and the thumb's always the underside. You risk not curing it. I always have my clients flip their hand over and put it in that way because I want to, sometimes these lights aren't built in to get every single area and cure it properly. And you don't want to find out when a customer says, my polish bubbled and it just peeled off. Like there's just like a big hole in the middle. That means it was undercured. That's how, I'm gonna tell you right now, if that's ever happened to you or your client, that's exactly what happened. It was undercured. It appeared cured, but the inside was not cured. One layer wasn't, something went wrong in the curing process. That's why it bubbles or you'll miss like a patch. So we wanna make sure that the inside, the lighting is well and it's lit so that we can cure efficiently for the services that we're doing. Also, if you notice, some machines might have a mirror inside while some don't. I'm gonna go through a couple of different types of machines with you in a bit, but you'll notice that there's a mirror. I have learned from my experience that the ones with the mirror are amazing and these are super beneficial, so it's a big deal. These are beneficial because that mirror image inside the machine is not having all these lights bounce off the mirror. So not only am I getting direct light onto the nail, but I have light bouncing from the bottom to the top to the bottom. That's why it's mirrored inside. So those, and you'll notice, you'll find that feature is something a little bit more costly, but it's definitely something that you want to try to get, especially again, if you're doing hard gels or you do a lot of gel manicures, that's definitely a perk and something that you want to look for when purchasing your machine. So let's go over a couple little bonus features that you might notice in a more costly. So if you do gels and you're serious or you want a really good LED machine and you're willing to spend a couple little extra dollars, let's just go over the little bonus features that you'll find in the more costly machines that, in my opinion, my experience, I definitely think it's worth it. So one is it acetone proof. Guys, I didn't think that was a big deal until you get all these little dots of color of gel. And I know you're nail tech, you already know those little dots all over the machine. It just ends up irking me and it looks disgusting. It looks unprofessional. It looks dirty. It looks tacky. I mean, inside we can only do but so much to clean, but the outside it's annoying. So now if you do invest in a good LED machine, you'll notice they'll say it's acetone proof, meaning I can take my acetone and just wipe everything away. It's clean, I can keep it good looking. It's worth it if something like that annoys you. If you don't care, then you don't care. But something like that, it started to annoy me, so I started to purposely kind of look for stuff that was acetone proof for that reason. Another thing is the portability. If you are a mobile nail tech or somebody that does events or gigs or this, I would invest in a portable or chargeable LED or UV machine. They come in handy. One, also two, just being a nail tech in a table, that's one wire that I don't have to deal with. I have to charge it, and usually they do hold a pretty good charge. I can't vouch for that. That'll depend on your brand, but they hold a pretty good charge, or you can charge it at night and then you're good for the day if that's the case. But it's very worth it to have something be portable because then I can just take it and go. If I needed to take my UV machine right now home, I can just grab it and go. I don't need the wire. I don't need all that stuff. I'm just gonna grab it and go. So something like that, again, if you are a mobile nail tech or somebody that's on the go, or you do both, or you already have a lot of stuff going on your table already, that's something that you might want to splurge a little bit more for, something that's portable and chargeable. Again, not a main feature, but definitely a plus. Another thing is the finger placement. So you'll notice that some machines, they just, you just put your finger in. Other ones will have 5 little dents where the client's finger should go. This is something that's beneficial for you as a tech and for the client as well. Those little finger guides that are inside the machine are telling the client exactly where they need to lay their hand. So their hand isn't off to the side, it isn't this. They know I'm at least gonna be, they can feel where their hand should be. So again, manufacturers make these for a reason. If your hand is where it should be in the machine, you should cure the correct way. So something by having like that finger guide inside the machine is definitely a bonus. Like I said, it makes their life a little bit easier. It makes my life easier. I don't really have to worry about them coming back saying that they messed up their gel polish. So now that we went over that, let's take a look. I'm going to show you out of my little collection of UV LED machines. Let's go over and take a look at some of these little features that I've just discussed. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about these little baby ones. So I have a couple little baby ones. I'm not going to plug stuff in. I just want to show you a little bit. But this one is really good. It does have two little lights above here. So they are able to kind of cure that nail. But this is good for the one nail. This is amazing. It's very powerful, the Kiara Sky one. So this one, it's very powerful. This one, like I said, is from Kiara Sky. It's about 26 bucks. I think wait for it to go on sale, and that's your best bet. I don't think it's worth almost $30, but I do think it's worth owning. If you're somebody that does stones and you do big stones, and just from here into the machine, clients will mess their nails up. So this was me being like super extra moment, but I'm not regretful that I bought it. I think I did get it on sale. So this is something, again, it's just a simple, it is timed, I think automatically. It's like 60 or 90 seconds. So when I press it on, it is a built-in timer. So it does turn off, but again, and it does have the little indentation for the finger. So they know exactly where to lay their finger. Again, if I had someone that had really long nails, like my nails are short considering what some people do. So like she's not gonna be in that light. Do you see what I mean? So if I'm in this machine and my nail was longer, my nail was out to here, look where these bulbs are at compared to where my finger is at. It's not gonna cure. So like I said, it's good for a little bit of work, but not necessarily like the main thing. The Madam Glam one that I have. So this one's a little bit better in a sense, just because it can cure a little bit. Well, again, we have about like a 4-finger situation right here. So now I can cure a little bit better. You can just hold it up. It does work like that. It is timed. So 1 press, 2 presses, it'll give you different times, so it'll automatically shut off. So that's definitely a bonus. And again, we have 6 LED lights with this one, as opposed to this one that's just 2. But again, this is just 2 for 2 fingers, 2 for 1 finger. So again, that's why I say this is powerful, because it's 1 finger and we have 2 lights. This is 4 and it's 6. So you see how they are a little scattered. So I would be able to cure with this, but I don't like that this is open. Again, if you know, your UV bottles should not be next to the machine, so you need to be careful of that. I like it kind of encased, because for me, I know it's concentrating on the nail if there's something encased. But this does give you room that if someone had super long nails, they can put their hand in a little bit. You can kind of move it. You can kind of do that with it, as well as just like hold it over someone's hand if need be. So this is when it comes to like your minis. This is a couple different options that you can go to. Again, if you're doing just small to minimal work, nail art, that's what these would be good for. These are not good for an actual gel manicure. Like I would never use this to do an actual gel manicure. Even on the go, I wouldn't use it. They're powerful enough to cure. They can do the job, but it's just like, why? So again, good for small work, small nail art, and like small gel, bling, rhinestone work. These are good for that. So the next one that I have is from Beetles. I love this. When I first started my nail room, I had this. I had a different one in white. This is my second one. The other one's at home. Is now my backup. I loved it. I think it was like 20 bucks on Amazon. I mean, if you are a small tech or beginning or start, like this can work for you. Growing, you're gonna have to get a little bit more. What's the word? You're gonna have to spend a little bit more money for a decent thing. So the thing I like about this is that, again, it's 20 bucks. This is like the cutesy one. It comes with a little thing. So imagine this was a cell phone. You hold your cell phone. Why would somebody be watching on their cell phone? Like, come on. But still, I guess if you're, whatever, I don't know. So it has the power switch, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. I did like that it had presets. It does have the timer. However, whoever made this is not a nail tech, and I'll tell you why. Because if I'm a nail tech, I hold my machine like this. I can't read that upside down. That was a stupid move. So that's the one thing that I think is kind of dumb about this, is that the timer, and no, it doesn't flip this way. It literally is for the customer. Why do they need to see the time? I'll never know, but they decided to make it like this. Let's take a look inside. I like that this comes off. So again, I can use this for feet because it can just go over someone's foot. They don't necessarily have to put it in. Or again, it gives you a little bit more room if you have someone that has long nails, but it's not very deep. It's not very deep at all. Like my nail kind of, let me see if I can. Like my nail, let's see. Like my hand in it is here. Let me just see if I can let me see where my hand is. There's no finger placement. My hand is just kind of in there. Yes, you have the lights that are whatever, but you see there's no lights right here. So imagine my client in there, right? I'm chit-chatting, minding my own business, doing her nails. She has her hand in. I have the timer on. Once you set these presets, it's just gonna go, right? It's not a timer. So remember, the timer goes off when they move or come out. That preset is just gonna keep running. If she comes out like this, just a little bit, ain't no light. That nail's not getting cured. That's a problem. We see how we have a little bit of space. So they made these little 4 on the side for those thumbs, but there's a gap. And then there's only like a few here, and then there's none here. So again, good for the 20 bucks that it is. But if you are somebody that's gonna be doing bigger services, or like people with long nails, we use gel all the time. You know, like I said, it's good startup, or I'm just doing my nails on myself, or I'm doing friends and family, stuff like that. But I really would kind of advance if I was going to be starting to offer some serious service or be doing some serious nail art, or again, hard gels. So that's it for this. So this is average and affordable. So next up, I have my OPI. This was my baby for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where the bottom is. I feel like I saw it. I don't know where I was when I saw it and when that was, but it did have a bottom. The bottom does have the finger guides. It did come with that. It was a nice, sleek little black bottom. I liked that it was black because it didn't show all the little colors of polish that got in it. So sorry, I can't show you that, but I do like this. Again, I like that it has its timer. So it does have a timer, and it is small. You know, they can't really see it. It has an on and off. It has a fan. And also, if you are wondering why machines make that noise, they do have fans in it so it doesn't overheat itself. I don't think that's a special feature or anything. I think the Beatles one, yeah, the Beatles one has like a little bit of a fan as well, but not as intense as like this one. A really good one will have like, it'll start to have the fan inside because it's cooling as it's curing. So the hand isn't getting like hot as it's curing. So again, we're getting like a little bit advanced now than average. This machine, I don't know what year I bought this. I want to say this machine is from like, okay, so there's like a reference and it says 2016 in here. So I probably bought it, give or take, around this time. And it still works. It's still good. I just grew out of it, but that's the only reason why. So again, I love that it has the lights on the side. I said the bottom has the finger guides, like I mentioned. We see all of these lights that are in here. It's very powerful. It does have a timer. It doesn't have the presets, but it does have a timer. And I'm sorry that I forgot. Honestly, this wasn't supposed to be in the video. When I was grabbing all my machines, I was like, oh, I forgot about you. So that's why I wasn't prepared to talk about this one right now. I forgot what the timer is. I don't think it's preset, but I do think it's some type of time. I don't remember. But nonetheless, like I said, it's pretty good. It's pretty deep. It's good for the feet. Again, anything with removable bottom, boom, we can double to use for pedicure. So that's always a bonus. And it's pretty good. Like I said, the bottom had the finger guides. This was my baby for a while. I'm not gonna, like, it was everything. So this is pretty good. This machine probably cost me, I want to say like 150 maybe, and that was in 2016, so that might have been like expensive back then, but it's not bad. OPI, reputable brand. So this was a good thing. What I started to need was when I started doing hard gels. When I needed to do hard gels, I had to advance. That brings us to the next UV machine. My Young Nails machine. I love my Young Nails machine. It has its moments, but I really did love this machine. So I got this machine mainly because of the low heat mode. I started to need this function when I was doing hard gel, because if you do hard gel, then you know that sometimes your clients it'll burn a little bit. So when you press low mode, they can actually start to cure from like outside the machine and then work their way in to avoid that burning. That's a little tip if you didn't already know. So having a low mode for hard gels is like, that became crucial for me. It has your 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60-second timer. It does the automatic time when your hand is in. Again, I'm sorry, I use all these for feet, so I don't really know where the bottom is. I like it. What happened was with this, I think it started to glitch. A couple of these bulbs on the side started to glitch. That became problematic for me because now we have a thumb situation where if this corner isn't working, that means that my thumbs aren't curing. That's a problem. So again, I use this for my pedicures now. It's downgraded itself. It works fine for feet because again, there is no thumb with toes. So we just go in 4 fingers in or 1 foot and it's straight. It's good to cure down. It does have the timer, even though it looks this way, the time does run back my way. Oh no, actually it doesn't. I do have to read it upside down. Again, the timer is this way. It is this way, I forgot. Yeah, when I'm doing feet, I have to like look at it upside down. So that was something else. And look how disgusting this looks. Like, and I've tried to clean this off. I don't know why they make UV machines in white. I don't know why they do it. And then it gets ugly. It got ugly. It got problematic in the inside. I mean, other than that, this is an excellent machine. I forget how much they retail it for on their website. They still make it. I don't think they've made any changes to it from what I've noticed, but it is a good machine. So this is, again, something if you are willing to spend a couple extra bucks, then it's definitely worth it to get this machine. It could be around 200, I think, about now. I'm not sure. I'll leave a link to all these machines down below, and it'll either be from Amazon on my website or it'll be from the manufacturer themselves. But again, this is good. Now we're talking a little bit more money, a little bit more perks, and a little bit more features. Which brings us to our last and our final UV LED machine. This girl right here. So this is my new baby. If you saw me get it, I don't know when I bought this, a while ago. I love this machine. I have to say, I don't know if you've been with me for a while, you know I have a lot to say about Kiara Sky. I think they make just a bunch of pretty looking shit. I'm not gonna lie, that's just my thing. I don't think a lot of their stuff is worth it. I think it's gorgeous. It's always like pretty in this. Don't even get me started on the nail drill, if you remember that drama. So they just make a bunch of pretty pink shit. However, this is my baby. So I got this because, again, that mirrored background. This does come off. So now we have finger guides. It does come off, and I had a mirrored bottom. Again, what did I tell you about the mirror? That helps so much with curing, especially when you have hard gels. So I was looking for something that had that mirror finish in the inside. I needed that in order to cure good. I don't ever really, because this is just for hands, I don't take this bottom off really. But actually, let me just so you can see. Nice big bulbs. We have 4 bulbs on the side that are gonna hit that nail. This is a super bright light. Actually, this is portable and chargeable, so it can come on. We have 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and a 90-second low heat mode. So this girl, she gets very powerful. Is it on? She gets very powerful. I really like this machine. For that reason, I have gels on the table, so I'm gonna turn it off. And it gets the hands in. It has a built-in fan. You see the vents for the fan. simple on and off, has a little handle, can carry. It holds a charge good. I probably can go about a day and a half to 2 days of no charging. I will give them that. They're chargeable stuff. Even my drill. My drill, I can't even tell you. I probably charge it a couple times a year. It's really good. They do hold a really good charge, their products. But this holds a really good charge as well. I do use gel more, so I have to charge this more than like the drill. But nice screen. I love that it faces me and I see what's going on. I love that it has a handle. I love that I can see like what my clients are doing. It's nice and deep. Look how big this is. I can't even fit it all. Let me turn it. This is nice and deep. So somebody that has super long nails, this is so powerful that they can come back. I turned it off. What did I do? They can come back and you look at how much space I have. There's mad space in here, but it's projecting that light. Like this one in the young nails, you can start out. You can start curing from out here and then work your way inside. It does have that automatic thing too, but it also has the presets. And I love the 4 lights on the thing because no matter where the nail is going to be, it's going to whatever. You can also clean this. This is acetone proof. So I can take this with some acetone and I can clean her up and shine it up, get rid of all this gel right now, and it doesn't really mess with it. So I know that I can keep it looking good. This is definitely a splurge. If you are someone that's new or somebody that doesn't do a lot of gels, this machine is about $300, I believe. Again, always wait for sales, guys. All these companies, I'm going to tell you, Memorial Day, Labor Day, beginning of the year, 4th of July, Black Friday, that's when you buy stuff. Wait until a holiday and buy the heavy duty stuff. There's always a sale. I'm telling you, I've been clocking it for years now. Young Nails and Kiara Sky, and they're also in competition with each other. So they'll always do a sale and one will always try to outdo the other. Buy something like this on a Black Friday sale where you can get it for literally probably like 50% off. So this is the current drill, the current LED UV machine that I use. I love, I recommend this one. She's my girl. And it is pink. They do make pretty stuff, I have to say. My pretty pink baby. So this is the good quality. If you want to make that splurge, okay, oh, sorry. This is a good quality if you want to make that splurge. And like I said, if you're somebody that's doing a lot of gels, heavy duty gels, and you need something really, really good, this has all the bells and whistles. This is going to get the job done. Lastly, do UV LED machines cause cancer? This has been a myth that has been going on since gels came out. They cause cancer, they're damaging to the skin, and it's harmful. And let me just tell you right now, and please, let's start spreading the word. As nail techs, please, let's spread the word to educate our clients because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm sorry, they just don't. And they're not in this profession, and I'm gonna tell you that no, it does not cause cancer. UV and LED machines do not cause cancer. They have done research where they have compared several different brands over a length of time, over usage, over wattage and such, and they've done extensive research in the past few years that have shown that it's nothing that's cancer causing. There's no harm to the skin. There isn't anything. So please educate your clients. It also helps to show that you know what you're talking about when you deliver information like this to them and let them know that there's nothing going to happen. It's in articles. Tell them they can Google it now. I mean, nowadays you can Google anything. So it doesn't cause cancer. That's just a myth that's out there. However, we all have those special clients that just like, well, I just rather be safe than sorry. So you can tell her that they do sell gloves where it is cut off on the fingers. That won't affect the polish. They can get gloves. You can purchase and have available some sunscreen or SPF lotion. These are little things that just show like, okay, I'm gonna put your feelings in consideration. If you want to be that kind of nail tech that is just gonna cater to your clients, or you have certain ones that you've already had this conversation that they're a little bit wary of doing gel because of the UV machines. You have to also explain to them that there are levels to UV rays. if they look up this information. UV rays from a machine are in no comparison to UV rays from, let's say, a tanning bed. Totally different. There's levels to everything. So please just let them know. Let's educate all of our clients and ourselves so we are out there doing the right things and giving the right information out. Just also make sure that if you're going to do any of the things that I mentioned before and apply any type of sunscreen or SPF lotion, just make sure you keep that nail plate clean, because we know gel and moisture do not like each other, and it will not adhere to the nail, it will not cure properly, and everything will left for you. So just make sure that you keep that nail plate clean if you're going to be applying anything on there before polishing your gel polish. So with that all in mind, I hope this video has helped you in breaking down the difference between LED, UV. What does this mean? What do I buy? How do I buy it? I hope I've helped you and answered some questions for you. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I have left a link to the UV machines that we spoke about today in the description box below, and you can also find some of this stuff on my website at the nail tech shop, www.KeishaNails.com. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.